Happy Tuesday. Man, oh man. Daily show, we got a good one for all of you. Tom Malone's going to join us from Precision TMS. We learned a lot whenever he and Jake joined us, and just learned about really what TMS really is all about when it comes to helping us manage maybe our issues with anxiety, depression, OCD even, and going to get more insights today with more patient feedback. That comes your way at 9:20. Then throughout the next couple of hours, we'll bring you daily news, we'll bring you insights. We were going to talk to St. Ambrose today. They're going to be off of school today. They're on e-learning with the cold and the road conditions. So we're going to talk to them hopefully on Wednesday or Thursday and get details on their upcoming open house. So in the meantime, top of the hour news now. Here's what you need to know. Make sure you download the RiverBender.com app today and stay up to date with all of us with daily news, notifications, breaking news alerts, weather alerts, and everything you need for your daily dose of local. We'll take you right to Alton first. The big news story, really, of the year so far is the following. Alton Steel has announced it will cease operations this week. RiverBender.com first to bring you this story yesterday, ending nearly 25 years of steel production in Alton. The company cited aging infrastructure, fierce market competition, and industry consolidation as insurmountable obstacles, making continued operations economically unviable. Approximately 253 employees, along with contractors and vendors, will be affected by the closure. CEO Chris Irving expressed deep regret, acknowledging the employees' dedication and the company's efforts to modernize the facility. Owners John and Jane Simmons highlighted their commitment to the community and downstate Illinois despite this closure. Alton Steel will collaborate with workforce agencies and local employers to support affected workers in securing new jobs. Employee 401k accounts remain secure and accessible. At this time, we will keep you updated when more details on this closure do emerge, and we have more feedback from area representatives. Also in the news today, Denise Sparks of Sparks Junk Removal recently highlighted Jerseyville residents' strong opposition to exclusive 7-year curbside trash pickup contracts at a public forum held on January the 20th. She joined us on the show, and she praised Mayor Kevin Stork and city officials for listening to the residents and emphasized the community's desire to choose their own service provider based on that hearing. She pointed out that many nearby towns are locked into contracts that include limited access to customer freedom. Sparks advocates for supporting small, local businesses that provide personalized service and encourage residents to attend future forums to voice their opinions. Her call to action for the city of Alton was to also hold a similar forum ahead of their contract negotiation. We'll keep you updated on that one as well at RiverBender.com/news. Back in Alton officials are set to discuss a resolution that would reduce public comment time from 5 to 3 minutes per speaker at city meetings. If more than 10 people are signed up to speak, individual time would be cut to 2 minutes. The proposed rules also restrict behavior during comments, banning disorderly speech, personal attacks, and promotional content. Speakers would be required to address the council as a whole and would not be allowed to transfer their speaking time. Violations could result in being barred from further comments during the meeting. The Committee of the Whole will consider the resolution on January the 27th, that's tonight, with a final vote expected by City Council the following day on Wednesday. We'll keep you updated when that vote takes place. The Illinois Department of Transportation personnel have been actively managing snow and icy conditions on state roadways for more than 50 hours as of this morning. IDOT operations engineer Joe Monroe reports that crews have deployed a full range of equipment, materials, including salt, hot brine, and calcium chloride to tackle the winter weather. Now, while roads were not pre-treated before the storm, the department has focused on plowing and targeted chemical treatments. Interstate ramps remain challenging due to wind-blown snow and light traffic, but robust traffic and calm winds this morning are aiding snow removal efforts. IDOT continues to monitor and adjust operations to ensure safe travel statewide. Finally, in the news today, we do have statements from Amy Ellick and Erica Harris on the sudden closure of Alton Steel. And here's what State Senator Erica Harris had to say. We'll close our newscast with this. Senator Harris expressed deep shock following the unexpected closure of Alton Steel, which employed over 250 workers just weeks prior. The company was actively hiring, leaving families unprepared for the sudden loss of stable employment. Senator Harris questioned how the situation shifted so drastically from job postings to a full shutdown without any prior warning or clear explanation. She is demanding immediate answers from company leadership to ensure transparency and honesty for the affected workers in the Alton community. Her priority is supporting the families that are impacted by the abrupt crisis and ensure they don't face it alone. And State Representative Amy Ellick expressed deep concern following the announcement of Alton Steel closing. She emphasized her priority is again to support, just like Senator Harris, the more than 250 employees affected by the shutdown. Ellick pledged to collaborate with state and local partners to assist displaced workers in finding new employment opportunities. Reflecting on the company's 25 years of service to the community, she called on residents to unite in support of the impacted families. And we'll keep you updated again when more public officials issue comment and more details do roll out on the closure of Alton Steel. You can see that at RiverBender.com/news. Let's take a look at weather. 21 degrees in downtown Alton. It feels like 16 out there. Today, mostly sunny, breezy, and it won't be as cold, but tonight it will get down to almost bitterly cold. It will be extreme cold for outdoor activities, so if you are outside this evening, make sure you bundle up. Temperatures today reach right around 28 degrees and drop back down to -3 overnight as we head into Wednesday. On Wednesday, a high of 34, a low of 8 degrees, and on Thursday, a high of 22, a low of 3 degrees. On Friday, a high of 16, a low of -2, and on Saturday, a high of 18, and a low of 3 degrees. That's a look at your next 5 days. Here's what's happening now. 21 degrees in downtown Alton. Again, it feels like 16 out there. Bundle up. Man, it was brutal this morning getting into the building. For time and temperature throughout the day, you can always give that area landmark phone number a call, 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back Rehab Recover. Return home. You can also stay up to date in real time all the time, whether it's weather, news, or you name it, your daily dose of local by downloading the RiverBender.com app today. Hey, before we take a quick break, you know, it was really cool. The other day, we got to talk to Gerard Fisher about his retirement from American Family Insurance, and we got to meet the two individuals that are stepping up and carrying the reins that Gerard put down. I mean, really just 3 decades of great service, and, just the service he provided me the last couple of years with American Family has been nothing but great. And, Dan and the crew are going to take it over, Dan McKeeter and Jess are. Whether or not you're looking to bundle your home, auto, and more now, or if you're just looking to kind of maybe feel it out, right? Because, let's be honest. For some of us, maybe you've never changed insurances before. Maybe you just keep getting hammered with rate increases. Maybe you aren't getting the coverage you need. Maybe you really don't even know your rep that well. Well, that's where Dan and the team come in. That's where Jess and the team come in. That's where that American Family Insurance team comes in. And you can learn so much more about them by clicking on the RiverBender.com wallpaper today. And I also encourage you, check out that interview I had with them just a couple of days ago at RiverBender.com/daily show, where you really get to see their approach to their relationships with clients and how they can really help you help yourself. You can learn more by going to amfam.com and looking up Dan McKeeter and finding that agent nearest you. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back with Precision TMS, and really excited to have more of these conversations. It's great to meet the clients too and just see how this service helped them. It's a new way of doing things, and we're going to explore it right after this quick one. You stay there, and I'll be here, RiverBender.com, Roku TV. It's our daily show on a Tuesday, back from being snowed in on a Monday.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
What's up? It's Mike Keith. What's up, bro?
What's good, my guy?
Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it. This is Dwight Wirtz, president of Wirtz Welding and Tank Service, the nation's premier distributor of tank trailer parts. Dwight has been an outspoken and long-time supporter of the college and is the current chairperson of Lewis and Clark Board of Trustees. Oh, and he's a Lewis and Clark grad.
I'm Dwight Wirtz, and I am a trailblazer.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit altonelite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu. When you need a project done right, on budget, and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today. As America prepares to celebrate 250 years of freedom, there's never been a better time to show your pride. The Flag Keeper provides everything you need to display your flag with honor, from American state and U.S. Armed Service flags to flagpoles, accessories, and installation kits for homes and businesses across the Riverbend area. Call 618-467-0020 or visit theflagkeeper.com for your free estimate today.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Ameren, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you, adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
Welcome back, Daily Show. First interview of the week. It's like, whenever they give a pitcher an extra day of rest, is he going to be good that day? Is he going to fall apart? We'll find out, Tom.
We'll find out.
Well, it was great to have you and Jake in the last time with Precision, and, really great to have you back in because we had a lot of folks that were really, I think, intrigued and interested in, because you never know how these are going to go. With something that's newer, maybe for some people, is it scary? But a lot of people are really liking the idea of this being a non-invasive and honestly just the non-prescription drug-related way that we can tackle some issues.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting. I don't know if any of your listeners watched the Sean Ryan show. He had a guest on the episode came out yesterday. It was Tim Ferriss. He's pretty famous podcaster and everything. And he was talking about psychedelics, but then he was also talking about like TMS and accelerated TMS and how high the remission rates can be with those modalities, and it's 70-80%, and for treatment resistant depression with accelerated, and just getting the word out that there are options out there for people, I think is really powerful, especially winter, people can sink into that hole, and you don't see the sun for weeks.
Well, and honestly, man, I don't know if you hear this, but just whenever I was talking to you the last couple of times, it's great to know that there's this type of medicine in the area, because to me, I would think that this is kind of, something that more in a more, city environment, more big city kind of thing, where there's a little bit more money, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and that's kind of how it started in the U.S., because going back into like the history of TMS, there was this British physicist, Anthony Barker, who basically invented TMS back in 1985. And they were using it for like nerve conduction studies initially. And then there was a psychiatrist at Medical University of South Carolina by the name of Mark George. Mm-hmm. He was looking at these brain scans of, depressed people versus non-depressed. And he saw, the left dorsolateral prefrontal cortex being less active. And he was thinking, how could we stimulate that? So he tried using TMS, and that worked really well. Fast forward, 2008, it got FDA approval, but it was so expensive, and insurance wasn't covering it yet. I always make this joke. One of the first clinics was actually in Calabasas, California, which is like Kim Kardashian country.
Oh, gotcha,
right?
Yep.
And I make this joke like you needed Kim Kardashian money to afford this therapy initially because it was so expensive. But now, even like Missouri Medicaid covers it. They started covering it back in November of 21, which is amazing, because I think a lot of times the people that need this the most are often the least able to afford it.
True. Oh, 100%.
If you're that depressed, it's like it's so hard to even get out of bed, much less hold down a job or do anything. You're not going to have a whole lot of income. And so for the state to kind of take that responsibility and help transform these lives is pretty amazing to me.
Well, and too, it's just the way that it's done, I think, and just hearing more and more about it is so fascinating, because, and it's sometimes, there's pure horror stories of folks that, everything's great maybe for 10 years on that same, medicine and all that, life's great, and then all of a sudden it stops working, right. Or you got your medicine changed and it's not reacting well with your body. There's all these different things, and for people that have maybe tried it, or they get scared because they go, man, I saw X, Y, and Z happened to Jim or Joe or whoever. I don't want to do it. It's really great that there's an option that people are walking testimonials saying, hey, I'm willing to come talk about how great of an experience this was. There's no better proof than that, you know, that this is an option.
Right, exactly. And I think that's the best way to get the word out is, you know, people who, you know, have been patients who had, you know, great outcomes telling other people, you know, because especially, you know, if a friend is coming to you and telling you, hey, this worked for me, you're going to trust that person much more than some random guy on a podcast in a blue sweater. You know?
That's true. Hey, but I just want to say something. I think Sean Ryan owes us money. I think that someone saw our conversations. So, you know, we got to talk about it. But it's going into the, I think it's really cool, though, to hear your personalized approach for this with patients, because this really is a truly personalized thing. And that's what I think is so unique to this than any other type of treatment, because even though, your medications or therapy is personalized to you, it still isn't, because it all starts generically, and then you just kind of refine it. But this really is tailored for your brain and your body.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, like the first day when you come in, you know, we'll do what's called cortical mapping. So we'll assess, like, what your specific motor threshold is, and, you know, you might have a different one than I do. And so it's not just one size fits all. Like, we tailor it, and we use as little energy is necessary to evoke a motor potential and a motor response, because we don't want to give you a seizure, or we don't want to understimulate you and not have it be effective. So, we really fine tune that.
Do you see the comfortability for folks kind of increase? Is it the first day in that, you know, situation? Does it take a couple of weeks? Because I'm sure for some that is, even though we want to do it, it's just a different way to do it, so it might be uncomfortable.
Yeah, and it can be scary, you know. Cause,
I
mean,
for sure.
Okay, what is it? Okay, it's a magnetic field, converts to electric current. It's like, oh my God, electric current, my brain. And kind of going back to the Jack Nicholson, you know, thing. With One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, people always think about that. But no, we make sure it's very gentle, and we ramp up very slowly, and just make sure that, you know, you are, you know, having a good experience. Like, it should never be painful. You know, it'll feel like a little tapping on, you know, the side of your head. That's essentially what it feels like.
Well, and you have 3 locations, correct?
Yeah, we do.
And you know, so what I think is cool too is you can drive, you know, to and from your treatment. You can do this really if you wanted to during a lunch break. And I'm pretty sure Jake said that at one point in time, that he was doing that during his lunches to get going. And I don't know if it's true now, but that's what I thought.
Yeah. And, you know, treatments can be as brief as 3 minutes, honestly.
No kidding. See, that's what I was curious about.
Yeah. A lot of times we'll actually we do a lot that's based on, like, the Stanford protocol, that SAINT study, where they would take that daily dose, but they would triple it. And so by doing that, we see results more quickly, and I think the results can be more durable that way too. But so expect, you know, 10-15 minutes for the visits. But yeah, you can drive to and from. You don't need any anesthesia like you do with ECT. There's no memory loss like ECT.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's the big one too. And so just I guess a follow-up to that, I don't know if I asked you this. After you're done with the first, you know, you're in a phase, you know, or you're in a mania or whatever is going on, you go through your treatment, you start feeling better. Do you still go see you every couple of months? What's that look like after you're in remission?
Yeah, so, you know, we follow up with our patients, you know, for at least 2 years.
Oh, wow.
You know, check in on them, see how they're doing. And I'd say like 75% of them are still doing very well, even 2 years later. But there's a percentage, you know, at least, you know, probably 25-30% that will need some maintenance. And so that might be a full round, you know, a year and a half, year later. Or it might just be, you know, monthly sessions or every couple months. So, I mean, it really depends on the individual. And so we track them. And then we do this survey. It's called the PHQ-9 to kind of assess their depression severity. And then, you know, based on that, it's like, hey, you know, you should probably come in. Looks like you're starting to relapse a little bit. So, yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, I don't want them to fall back into the pit of despair like they were originally. So, so yeah, we do a lot of maintenance on those patients that need it. And I'm also kind of looking into some of the variables contributing to that. So we're going to start looking at like inflammatory biomarkers, because I think that's a big
What's that mean?
Yeah, so just inflammation in your body, and especially neuroinflammation, I think can contribute to a lot of different neuropsychiatric disorders, and like especially like schizophrenia. That's a big contributor to schizophrenia, and so we want to start tracking those things and be able to kind of predict when people are going to relapse and then get them in for treatment before that happens.
That's really incredible. I mean, and that's just where I think it's so interesting too, because even that follow-up, it's not just, all right, hey, thanks for seeing you. We'll talk to you later.
Right.
We're still going to be there for you.
No, I'm a research nerd at heart. I spent my entire career in academia, so that's kind of the mindset I'm taking with this. So, being able to track progress, being able to predict when people are going to relapse, getting them in beforehand, and for treatment. And then, like we were saying earlier about med management, a lot of psychiatrists, they'll just kind of prescribe their kind of regular, let's try this first, try this. But we take a more tailored approach with that too. We use a tool called GeneSight. So that is a DNA test. So it's a little cheek swab. You send it in a few days, they can analyze your DNA and they can tell you how your body's going to metabolize different medications.
Wow.
Yeah. And so, we've had patients who've been on meds for 9-10 years. Wrong med for them. Like their body's not metabolizing it well. Like they're taking super high doses of it.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I'm sure that happens quite a bit.
Yeah. And so, as far as the tailored approach, like we really try to adhere to that, whether it's medication management or TMS or Spravato.
Well, and even what I think's so cool about it, just what you're saying is maybe a year and a half later, 2 years later, whatever timeline it is, that's one less year that you're putting, some type of, prescription in your body. Right. And even though it might help you, to me, there's just a lot of things that show, even if it helps you over time, it does tear your body apart. And just in my opinion, that's where I look for these type of situations and these types of help, because, there's not that long-term effect of, what's my liver going to look like in 40 years?
Right. Or the other side effects.
100%.
And and you can avoid that with neuromodulation.
Can I take my Sinex? Or because I learned that the hard way, that I can't take Mucinex or with my antidepressant. That was a bad day.
Right. What happened?
Oh man, I got so jittery. It was like a whole complete endorphin rush, and then it was pretty hyperventilating and pretty heart racing and sweating like it was terrifying experience. But it's things like that, where even it's just, I don't like those chances, man, and that's why I'm not saying you're saying that, but whenever you're telling me it's a year and a half, I'm thinking from a patient standpoint. That's like going to get your car's oil changed. There's nothing wrong with that. You go see a chiropractor maybe once every 6 months or a year. You see your dentist. There's nothing wrong with that. Right.
And just thinking of a patient right now that TMS has been the only thing to work for her, and so she comes in about every 2 weeks.
No kidding.
Yeah, but
wonderful.
Yeah, and she's tried all the meds. I mean, she went through hell for quite a long time. But TMS works really well for her. And like you say, to avoid those side effects and have that quality of life, that's so important.
It truly is. And that's why I find this so fascinating. And just like talking to your patients and really would love to have more of their insights too, because you see a whole transition, where it's not just, okay, well, all of this is manageable now. It seems like it's really just we're exceeding and we're excelling now. And that's where it's really cool to see that personal experience take over.
We've had, several patients where, they might have been struggling before in school, like they were in college and they were a C student and they tried really hard just to get that C. And then, after TMS, as their depression improves, I think their overall cognitive functioning improves too. And so they end up, I'm not saying this is across the board at all, but they make Dean's List, they start getting straight A's, and that's I don't want to say like that's going to work for everybody, but if you're not fighting depression every day, it makes life, especially in school, a lot more manageable.
We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with more conversations with Tom right after this. You stay there, and I'll be here, RiverBender.com, Roku TV. It's our daily show.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
As America prepares to celebrate 250 years of freedom, there's never been a better time to show your pride. The Flag Keeper provides everything you need to display your flag with honor, from American state and U.S. Armed Service flags to flagpoles, accessories, and installation kits for homes and businesses across the Riverbend area. Call 618-467-0020 or visit theflagkeeper.com for your free estimate today. Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation. Daily Show. Welcome back. Back with Tom. And now on the line we got Jeremy, and really excited, Jeremy, to have you on the phone and really just getting to know you and your story a little bit more. Thanks for your time today.
Hey, thank you.
Well, and, Tom, take me through, again, this client-patient relationship that we're really starting to know so well.
Yeah. So, Jeremy, for example, I was giving a talk to a group of veterans about my background was in traumatic brain injury and PTSD research. I was working on these DoD studies for years, and mostly on the neuroimaging side. And then I got into the treatment side about 5 years ago. And so I was giving a talk to these veterans, and he expressed interest in it. And I kind of let him kind of take it from there as far as, his experience and what he was going through at the time and how it worked for him. Yeah, Jeremy, take it from there.
I believe I was working at the Veteran Curation Program, kind of a program to help veterans when they're trying to transition to new work. It kind of gives them a part-time job for like 5 months. And I was looking at going back to school after, I've been retired since 2016. Both my kids are in college now, but I just needed like kind of a help to kind of get basically a starter job to kind of get you back in that work mentality mode. And I had done 20 years in the military, and I had 3 combat deployments as far as being attached to a trauma center in Iraq, and the 4th was actually flying critically wounded back from Germany back to the United States, either at Walter Reed or the burn center at Brooke Army Medical Center. So, and then Tom gave his speech on TMS and helping veterans, and I was severely interested because I have tried lots of other modalities, medications, talk, and whatnot, that really didn't do any good for me. And I was at that point where I really just needed to try something new and different. And I'm very logic based, and from doing the medical career field for 20 years. So he was going over like modalities, case studies, and all of that. And I did a lot of research on my own. And at first I thought it was electroshock therapy, and then saw more it was actually the magnets. And a lot of the studies were very promising. So I was like, I'm going to give this a shot. And I believe we started right before I was starting my first semester in college, and I was doing the I think I did like 4 or 5 sessions right before college started, and then went into, doing it on days, doing the therapies while I was on like my days off during the week. And I ended up graduating my first semester with straight A's, which, people say, hey, that's pretty good. But before I ever had TMS, I tried going to college once time prior, and I had to get medically withdrawn due to max. So like the first time I tried doing college I lasted maybe 3 weeks, maybe a month tops. And this time I went in the entire semester. Wow. Not only just getting through it, but actually getting through it with straight A's.
Well, and Jeremy, just to come in here a little bit, number one, thanks for your service to our country. And number two, it's the same story, kind of, Tom, that it's not just getting by, it's really just, it's taking control. And Jeremy, I don't mean to speak for you, but that's just really what it sounds like, is that, being able to take life by the horns again and really just really excel, and congratulations on that.
Yeah. And I've continued it, for, I think we just stopped like maybe last month or so, because I just want to give myself, like, I'm in the respiratory therapy program at one of the local colleges, and that's what I did my job in the military for 20 years. And the job I did while I saw all my trauma experiences. Oh. So just being able to get through that and basically relive everything and still excel. Like I'm still A's in every class, and I actually being able to work at a hospital. I had my first code a couple of days ago at a hospital that I'm doing clinicals at, and I felt at peace. Like I wasn't like, oh my God, this is so overwhelming. It was just, hey, I'm here, I'm saving this person's life. And then when I was done, like I was excited to be back in it, not terrified to be back in it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It's just incredible, Jeremy, and really, Tom, that's where take me, into this too a little bit more with just on your side of things in your position, watching, patients like Jeremy and watching just individuals that you encounter. It seems like it's a, I hate to say similar story because it's such a great one, but man, take me through what that relationship's like, and really being able to walk through this and see that flip around.
Yeah, no, it's pretty remarkable. You get people who are, probably one of the lowest points of their lives, struggling with just day-to-day tasks, and then being able to do a 180 and start to flourish. And as far as like academic performance and TMS, Jeremy's a very hard worker. Like he studies very hard, and so he earns those A's. It's not like, oh, doing TMS you're just going to automatically do well academically. And you still have to work hard, and he does. And but I think, like he was saying, before, he had struggled so much with, depression, PTSD, that really interferes with how you can focus on school.
Can I ask this question? Jeremy, was there a moment where, when you were doing this, when you started TMS, that you thought, is this going to work? Or was it one of those things that you kind of connected with right away?
No, honestly, it was the first one. I'm not sure this is going to work, but I pretty much had exhausted every other modality. But I think I mentioned earlier was I looked at the background, I looked at the science, I looked at case studies, and for me it fit because I don't like taking pills. I don't like the side effects, because sometimes those are worse than just dealing with your symptoms without taking pills.
For sure.
So, and the fact that it has reversal, like let's say you're doing a modality on the TMS and that's not quite working right, you can always taper it to something different. So it's not like electroshock where you get shocked and you're done. It's a one hitter quitter. We were actually changed protocols during it to see what would best work for me. So it's basically tailored to the person instead of just being some blanket medication protocol or a blanket one-time, electroshock. It's very tailorable.
Yeah. And, we have specific targets that we can hit for depression, for anxiety, for PTSD. And I mean, there's, paper that came out last week talking about how hitting the depression target can actually help with PTSD as well. There was a paper about 2 years ago, a couple of WashU guys who are at Harvard now, they were looking at veterans who had blast injury, who had shrapnel, and so parts of their brains, these connections were severed, but they did not develop PTSD. And so they looked on imaging where all these connections led to, and it was the medial prefrontal cortex, which is the target we use for OCD. And so, so I think there's a lot of symptom overlap there between OCD and PTSD. And so based on, the patient's, specific symptoms, we can tailor the treatment for them for that.
Well, and Jeremy, going into this, if it's okay for me to ask you, if it's not, totally understand.
Yeah.
How many times were you seeing Tom during the height of this, or what was that? What was your schedule looking like for this?
I believe it was every day for 4 to 6 weeks, Tom?
Yeah, 6 weeks.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And then it tapered.
How long was each session?
I think the first session was the longest, and we had to find the right target area because it had to be in a certain area, and then they had to have either a foot twitch response or a finger twitch response to know we were in the right area. And then once after that, I don't think they lasted more than 15 minutes.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's just incredible. And now, was there a breakthrough period that you had, Jeremy? I asked another patient a similar question. Did you have? Was it a certain session where you're like, "Wow, this is it. It's coming together here."
Yeah. At first, when you're going through it, there's an initial fatigue factor because it is very overwhelming,
Gotcha.
physically and emotionally. When you're going through, but once that kind of wears off, that when your body kind of acclimates to the treatment, I was able to do a lot of things I didn't think I could do before. I was actually able to go see my son wrestle, in a very crowded area. I was able to go, be there for my daughters. She was a runner, and then on volleyball and things I hadn't been able to do for a very long time. And it wasn't like I had to suffer through it. I went there and I enjoyed myself. And even my wife was telling me it was like voodoo magic.
Wow. It's just incredible.
So it made me feel like a good father again.
It's just incredible. And you got it just being able to live, man, and really getting to live in that moment. That's awesome. And Jeremy, what's your message for anybody that might have a little bit of a hang up? Maybe they hear this today and they're like, man, I don't know. I know it's not the electroshock, therapy that we always, we joked about the last couple of times. But if there is a trepidation, what's your kind of message to them?
Just to try it, but just don't think, I do 3 sessions and I'll be good, where I think veterans are so pushed to take pills because it's such a quick fix, but pills are just a blanket. It's just a cover up, but you're not actually doing any treatment. Honestly, between TMS and then other modalities, I wouldn't be where I'm at. I wouldn't be doing straight A's. I wouldn't be going to, functions with my wife that I'd normally be like, I'm not going there. There's going to be a crowd of people. You could have pulled me out of the house half the time we started all this. And now I'm driving. I went hiking with my daughter, in the Grand Tetons in Wyoming. I went on a road trip, and I'm going to places I normally would be like, okay, I need a sit rep. I need to, know where this is at, versus just going and be like, hey, let's just have fun.
Right.
It almost feels weird because you're not taking a pill, there's no you may have to come in for some maintenance treatments after, just kind of getting a timing chain fixed on your vehicle or a oil change on your truck, but it's voodoo magic, and but it's life.
You're right, Jeremy, and
the full 6 weeks, it's like people want to take medication and taking an antibiotic, but they don't take the antibiotic till its full extent, and then now instead of curing the bug, you just need a super bug that's now antibiotic resistant.
Right.
Well, so you have to do the full treatments, and there's still work to do. You have to still put yourself. realize, like with TMS, it will lessen it, and you keep going, and you keep doing those things, and it'll right itself.
That, and that's such a great point too, is, making sure that you're not just letting that, session happen and then, here it is, it's actively tackling it. And, living proof to it, Jeremy. I mean, right then and there that you're able to do this, not just because of that, but also the getting up every day and seizing those objectives too, and tackling with those other modalities.
Yeah, it's a night and day. I mean, like, Tom would have to, explain more of like where he saw me at and what you're feel free, Tom. You can share the story with, like, even like the things that I saw over there. If you want to tell it, you're more than welcome to. I don't really have anything to hide on here.
Yeah, no, I mean, he was clearly struggling, and he was in a rough spot, and and like he said, he tried all these different medications, nothing seemed to work. Therapy hadn't worked. And that's one thing, talk about the other modalities and doing the work. After TMS, I kind of think of TMS as, you have a motherboard for your computer, right? And you have a circuit that's broken or damaged. TMS can fix that circuit, but then you have to upgrade the software. And that's where therapy, whether it's CBT or DBT, some evidence-based therapy can be very effective. And I think that is kind of the extra work that you would do, that your brain would be in a better position to utilize after TMS. Whereas a lot of times before, when you're so depressed, like, okay, you'll go to therapy, but nothing really sticks, nothing clicks. I think that's where those other tools can be really useful.
Well, I think too, so many times you get individuals that, maybe not, Jeremy, in your position, that have seen the things that you've seen overseas, but have their certain mental ailment, and maybe don't look at a TMS or look at this because they go, well, I wasn't in a war zone, or I don't have necessarily PTSD or X, Y, and Z. But to me, the fact that this is working for somebody that's been through very traumatic experiences that I wouldn't understand because I didn't live them, I think this is testament that this could work for so many more people that realize it. What are your thoughts there?
You talking to Tom or me?
You, Jeremy.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I got lost in that. No, but honestly, like, people say, okay, well, you have PTSD, your experience is way worse than mine, but like, I was just in a VA appointment, right before this, where you have to realize that person may have led a very sheltered life. So what I may deem as minuscule is their most traumatic experience.
Very true.
And that's what we're trying to, get people to get treated as their worst experience, whether how severe it is or not severe, is subjective to whatever that person has experienced in their life.
1,000%. And Tom, I wanted to bring this up because we are getting ready to come on to the top of the hour. You do have a Heroes program at TMS. Can you fill us in on that real quick?
Right, yeah. So our Heroes program is for military and first responders, and then we've also expanded it to teachers and healthcare workers as well. So, we get them in, we expedite that. A lot of times, if they're like on that edge, where they are considering suicide or they're just really severely depressed, we'll get them started even before we have like insurance, approval, because I don't want to wait, because I want to treat it as the emergency that it is. Because some of these people they come to us and they're just desperate for help, and I don't want to make them wait, 2 weeks or a month or however long it takes for insurance to give them an authorization. I'd rather do it for free than have them go home and hurt themselves or somebody else.
1,000%. And, before we wrap up this, hour today, I just want to give the floor back to you guys. Is there anything we wanted to tackle today that we haven't yet that is important to? Tom?
Yeah. Just if you're struggling, if you think that, if you're suffering from, depression or OCD or even PTSD. It's not FDA approved for PTSD yet. However, there is quite a bit of promising research saying that it can be very useful for it. Give us a call or check out our website, send us an email, and, we'll get you in. We'll have you meet with one of our psychiatrists and get evaluated and see if TMS or Spravato is a good option for you.
Absolutely. Jeremy, any final thoughts before we say so long for now?
Sorry, I missed the first part. I was in an appointment. Honestly, I thought it was 9:30, so I'm working on that. So, Tom, I'll probably have to come and heavy set my brain again so I can get my memory back together.
All right, no worries.
But in all seriousness, like we don't talk about this stuff enough for veterans, because when we're exiting the military, they're just trying to get you out, and they don't go over like modalities other than just seeing a shrink and getting pills.
Yep.
You know, it's just whatever they can get you in with the VA. It's just get you in. Here's a pill for it, because they only get 10 minutes with you.
Right. Well, and that's why I appreciate it, Jeremy, a lot for you to come on and talk about this, because, you know, if it's, you know, one veteran today or, you know, one veteran a month, we're reaching somebody. And even if and for the folks at home that just, you know, maybe they're, like we talked about last time, Tom, maybe tired of, you know, it's just kind of living, you know, kind of the purgatory where you're just there and it's just, you know, if it happens to be the last day, it happens to be the last day. So to have those mental shifts, and also just these lifestyle shifts that, Jeremy, we heard about today from you, also, it's really promising for folks out there that maybe, Jeremy, are like you and been like, man, I've done everything I can with pills and therapy and this type of therapy. I just don't know where else to turn.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, stories, you know, like what Jeremy shared, gives people hope, you know, knowing, oh, really, there's something else out there. I haven't tried that. Let me try that. And so thank you, Jeremy, for your time this morning, and for telling people about your experience. We appreciate it.
Yeah, and that was the PG version. So, let's just say I was over in Iraq in 2003, 2006, and 2007 during the main surgeries and the main trauma years, as far as like the amount of people you would see in a trauma center. And we were the main trauma center for the entire area in the region.
I really couldn't imagine that, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. You know, sometimes I feel like it's just a movie that's playing in my head, and then realize that it's real. But like, honestly, like I wouldn't be able to talk to you this like now without breaking down on the phone had it not been for Tom. So like, I don't mind speaking about TMS, or, you know, being its flag bearer, if you want to call it, because it has worked wonders in my life. So.
And that's incredible. And really, man, thanks for sharing that a little bit. And, you know, I'm sorry for what you went through, but really just thanks for sharing that, just to give us a little bit more of a background to, you know, really how this is really helping you and dealing with what you went through.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks, Jeremy.
Not a problem. 9:57, a little bit of change. We'll come back with top of the hour news on this Tuesday, and we'll come back with a daily dose of everything local after this. You stay there, and I'll be here.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
As America prepares to celebrate 250 years of freedom, there's never been a better time to show your pride. The Flag Keeper provides everything you need to display your flag with honor, from American, state, and U.S. Armed Service service flags to flagpoles, accessories, and installation kits for homes and businesses across the Riverbend area. Call 618-467-0020 or visit theflagkeeper.com for your free estimate today.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Ameren, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit AltonElite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit AltonElite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu.
When you need a project done right, on budget, and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
As America prepares to celebrate 250 years of freedom, there's never been a better time to show your pride. The Flag Keeper provides everything you need to display your flag with honor, from American state and U.S. Armed Service flags to flagpoles, accessories, and installation kits for homes and businesses across the Riverbend area. Call 618-467-0020 or visit theflagkeeper.com for your free estimate today.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Ameren, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
Daily Show, 10:04, top of the hour news. Sorry for the I was just saying bye to Tom. A great guy. I love Precision TMS, and this is a great opportunity, like I said, to help us help ourselves and, just do something a little bit different. And I think that that's why it's always great to have insights like that from Tom and his patients to discuss all those, really nuanced ways to tackle mental health and all the other things that we talk about here on this show. 10:05, top of the hour news now. Download the RiverBender.com app today. Here's what we're following. RiverBender.com was the first to bring you this story yesterday, and that is the closure of Alton Steel. It will cease operations this week. Alton Steel announced yesterday, ending 25 years of steel production in Alton as Alton Steel, Inc. The company cited aging infrastructure, fierce market competition, and industry consolidation as insurmountable obstacles, marking continued operations economically unviable. Approximately 253 employees, along with contractors and vendors, will be affected by the closure. CEO Chris Irving expressed deep regret, acknowledging the employees' dedication and the company's efforts to modernize the facility. Owners John and Jane Simmons highlighted their commitment to the community and downstate Illinois despite the closure. Alton Steel will collaborate with workforce agencies and local employers to support affected workers in securing new jobs. Employee 401k accounts remain secure and accessible. We'll keep you updated on this story as more details do emerge. Also in the news today, Denise Sparks of Sparks Junk Removal recently highlighted Jerseyville residents' strong showing to the public forum held on the exclusive 7-year curbside trash pickup contract option in Jerseyville that took place on January the 20th. She joined us right here on our daily show. Sparks praised Mayor Kevin Stork and city officials for listening, but emphasized the community's desire to choose their own service providers. She pointed out that many nearby towns are locked into contracts that include losing customer freedom. Sparks advocates for supporting small, local businesses that provide personalized service and encourage residents to attend future forums to voice their opinions. Her call to action stresses community involvement and the value of choices in municipal services. She also called for the city of Alton to have a similar public forum as they near their contract renegotiation with their exclusive trash provider. We'll keep you updated as more details do emerge. Alton officials are set to discuss a resolution that would reduce public comment time from 5 to 3 minutes per speaker at city meetings. Now, if more than 10 people sign up to speak, individual time under the new ordinance would be cut to 2 minutes. The proposed rules also restrict behavior during comments, but banning disorderly speech, personal attacks, and promotional content. Speakers would be required to address the council as a whole and would not be allowed to transfer their speaking time. Violations could result in being barred from further comments during the meeting. The Committee of the Whole will consider the resolution on January 27th with a final vote expected by City Council the following day. I'm going to talk about this after we come back from Top of the Hour News, just to share my thoughts on this as well. Stay tuned. Illinois Department of Transportation personnel have been actively managing snow and icy conditions on state roadways for more than 50 hours. As of this morning, IDOT Operations Engineer Joe Monroe reports that crews have deployed a full range of equipment and materials, including salt, hot brine, and calcium chloride to tackle the winter weather. While roads have not been pre-treated before the storm, the department has focused on plowing and targeted chemical treatments. Interstate ramps remain challenging due to wind-blown snow and light traffic, but robust traffic and calm winds this morning are aiding snow removal efforts. IDOT continues to monitor and adjust operations to ensure safe travel statewide. Finally, in the news today, Temperatures plunged to dangerously low levels across the Alton region on Monday morning, with Alton recording a chilling -6 degrees. Nearby areas like Cahokia, St. Louis, Lambert, and Millstadt are experiencing bitter cold as well today also. Despite this severe cold, a slight warming trend is forecast for Wednesday, with highs climbing into the 20s and near 30s. Though still below freezing, it will be a slight relief. However, another cold front is expected this week, bringing minimal snow and extreme lows. Temperatures are anticipated to rise above freezing, hopefully sometime next week, and that will lead us right into weather. That's a look at what's happening around the Riverbend today. 21 degrees in downtown Alton. It feels like 17 today. Breezy, not as cold, with sunshine and a few clouds. And tonight, clear and bitterly cold. But extreme cold can be dangerous for outdoor activities, so be careful out there. Today, temperatures reach 28 degrees, and tonight they drop down to -4 as we head into Wednesday. On Wednesday, a high of 33, a low of 8 degrees, and on Thursday, a high of 22, a low of 3. On Friday, a high of 16, a low of 1 degree. No precipitation so far. And on Saturday, a high of 18, a low of 3 degrees. That's a look at your next brutally cold 5 days. The overnight warming locations will be operating. You can support them by going to their Facebook page and seeing ways that you can help out, whether it's by volunteering or by donations. But they will be active when temperatures are below 20 degrees. That's a look at your next 5 days. Here's what's happening now on this cold January the 27th morning. It's 21 degrees, feels like 17 for time and temperature throughout the day. 618-465-4545, this time powered by Tom Malone. He's your local State Farm agent. All righty. Taking a quick break. I just want to come back and get your thoughts on this. This public comment resolution they're hearing, and not saying this is just an Alton thing. If this was anybody talking about this is interesting. And I'm not saying that all public comments are worth their weight in gold, but brings an interesting question. Is that enough time for the taxpayer to voice their concern? I'm interested to hear from you on this. Weigh in, text me, and let me know. We'll come back, talk about it for a little bit, and then have some more fun on this Tuesday. It's warming up out there. 21 degrees, never felt like 90 like today. We'll come back, more Daily Show next.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
What's up? It's Mike Keith. What's up, bro? Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it. This is the White Works, president of Works Welding and Tank Service, the nation's premier distributor of tank trailer parts. The White has been an outspoken and long-time supporter of the college, and is the current chairperson of Lewis and Clark Board of Trustees. Oh, and he's a Lewis and Clark grad.
I'm Dwight Wirtz, and I am a trailblazer.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
All righty. 10:15, let's talk about this. So, I mean, listen, I get why this public comment time being cut down in length is being talked about. I really do. I mean, I've watched some of these city council meetings. I've been to a few, but I watch them on RiverBender.com because we broadcast them. You guys can watch them at home too. It's important to do so. Man, public comment can turn into a real circus sometimes. You know, people ramble, people repeat themselves, people come in with no notes, people come in hot, emotional messes, sometimes flat out ignorant. We've all seen it if you've been there. And yes, there are moments where someone might actually need to be called out because they're not adding anything productive. And they need to be cut off. But hear me out. Here's where I get a little uneasy on this. If you're an elected official, in my opinion, you got to take it. It doesn't matter what city you're representing, what village, what district, what region, what state, what country even. You know, hearing from the public is not a courtesy. It's the job, right? And I'm not saying that, you know, time efficiency isn't an important thing, but, you know, there's some times where if someone's angry, just like with my job, people get angry, man. They call in and I just let them ramble and yell. You got to. It's part of the deal. You signed up for it when you ask people to vote for you. So, I don't know. Cutting public comment from, cutting it down, it might not sound like a big deal on paper, but it's the other rules. I mean, 2 minutes is more than... 2 minutes if more than 10 people show up, but the precedent matters, right? Because once you start shrinking the space of public feedback, it starts to set a precedent that maybe we take a little bit more off, maybe we do a little bit differently, and that's a dangerous line to walk. Yeah, there needs to be rules. You shouldn't be able to lob personal attacks and say vile names, no chaos. You know, no turning the microphone into a campaign ad or even a meltdown session or even a promotional session on your local business. It's not about that. And I think that all of us can agree on that. But when you stack time limits, behavior restrictions, and threat of being barred for speaking all into one policy, it starts to feel like more like control and not like structure. Because to me, you know, public comment isn't supposed to be comfortable. That's the one kind of bad part of the job. And it's supposed to be honest. Sometimes not really honest. Maybe just people's feelings over anything else. And that's where you can have a conversation with them later. Sometimes it gets messy. It's inconvenient sometimes. But that's just the way that our government works in real time. That's the way the, Democratic Republic system works. So if someone's out of line, just deal with that person. I just don't think you tighten the leash on everyone else who took the time to show up, sign in and speak about their city, speak about their issues. Not a lot of people do it. It's consistently a few of the same people, if you watch, because showing up still matters and being heard still matters. And, I'm sorry. Listen, just the other day I had someone call, I won't tell you who it was, but they were not happy with an interview I did. And I took it for 15 minutes on the phone, just okay. Well, and why? I could have hung up, but I have a public platform. And just like it happens all the time, you could see a Google Doc of mine that I have of all the nasty emails I got, especially during the election last year. It's dirty. And you take it, right? Because, I'm here. I'm on a public platform, and, I didn't get voted in. I'm not asking for your votes. But if I have the opportunity to go and talk on something, I do have the opportunity to listen too. And I'm still going to do it because I feel like I'm doing a service to the community, providing news and providing local insights. I don't know. That's just my thought on this. Now, if someone's out of line, like I said, just tighten the leash on that one person. Being heard matters. And if people feel like their voices are being rushed or even being managed out of the room, they stop caring, they stop participating, and that's worse. You don't build trust by shortening the microphone. You build it by listening, even when it's uncomfortable, and that's just my take on the situation. Let me know your thoughts at 1019. We'll come back. More Daily Show next.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
9:15, little bit of change. Jacqueline, the general manager of Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu. You guys have had a really good start. I mean, over in that new location. And, the brand's been there for so long, but this next chapter has really been a great one for you guys.
It has. We're growing at an incredibly rapid rate. It's been phenomenal.
Well, and, take me through just the first couple of months and what you've been able to see as general manager.
It started a little rocky just because the building has still had quite a bit of work that we've had to keep doing as we've moved through classes, but every week we just get an incredible number of new people coming through, and we're really starting to find that we always knew we were a gym that anybody could come into, but now we're really seeing that. We're getting every walk of life, and it's been incredible.
Well, it's fantastic. And, you guys just have a great team. And coming up, I know that there's going to be a Kyle Watson seminar that is definitely going to be one the public wants to take note on. Fill me in on that.
Yeah, so Strategic, which is just above us, we're both affiliate gyms underneath Kyle Watson, and he is basically our fearless leader. He's coming in for our normal annual seminar, but it's just one of the best times to get to go learn from an absolutely elite instructor. Kyle was actually one of my first coaches, and that's where my husband and I started. And so getting the opportunity to keep having lessons from him is probably one of my favorite activities. But he's just so incredible. He was one of the original UFC individuals.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, his academy is just probably hands down one of the best in the country, not just like the area. So having him and the opportunity to provide a free seminar for our students and our affiliates, just it's one of the best things.
That's incredible. And now fill me in on how we register or sign up for this.
Yeah, so we have an event on our Facebook page. Anybody can go there and check it out. And it's next Wednesday, the 28th, starting at 6 o'clock, and we'll go until 8 p.m. So you can also just come in and join us for the seminar day of.
Really cool. And now, with that being said, we'll take you right there to the Facebook page now so you guys can see it for yourself, and go right there to that event page too. And we'll talk about that winter special here shortly. But that's really just such a great opportunity to have an opportunity to learn from somebody who truly does have such a pedigree, and really just showcasing what you guys do so well, being affiliated with that name too.
Yes.
Well, and now fill me in on your winter special.
Yeah, so we understand that there's a barrier to getting kids and just like college students into any type of sport. So we wanted to make it as accessible as possible. So we're providing a limited time discount for any full-time student to have a membership to come train that should be a little bit more manageable. We want to try and, like I said, we're inclusive and we really want as many people to come through. And so we would like our older children who maybe need to like cross train. So we would love to have more wrestlers. And then college students, they always need something to do. And so we want them to have a membership that is within their means.
Really cool. And now take me through the membership. So it's $99 a month. And now how many classes or what's that look like schedule wise?
So depending on the age range, our youth classes, they're from like 6 to about 13, and that's Monday through Friday at 5 o'clock.
Oh,
and
wow.
then for adults, we have classes every day of the week.
And for that $99, could they go whenever they would like? Oh, that's incredible. That's a great deal.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, we'll take you right here because there is a sign up on their Facebook page, and if you go right there, it's pinned, and it'll take you to this form sheet that you would fill out correct and sign up this way. And with that being said, too, you know, we've talked to Adam before about, you know, what he experienced, you know, within the sport and just developing, you know, in life. And what do you see too, you know, not only from yourself, but also, you know, the youth, you know, and even others that, you know, go on this journey and kind of, you know, really just have this inspirational story to be told.
It's been quite the adventure. I've been coaching for almost 2 years at this point, and not including just my general background, but I've gotten to watch women, that's who I started with, really just kind of grow into themselves.
That's cool.
Jiu-jitsu is a humbling sport. It's not something that is like a comfortable activity to get into. First, the barrier of just touching people is not something that we do as like a normal society thing. But being able to make friends while doing it has really been able to bring people closer and also keep them in the gym. We're not just a gym, we're a community. And so these are my closest friends now that I've been with them for 2 years again. And then with the children, we get a lot of them, they struggle with self-confidence or they've just never done any type of sport. And so bringing them into an unconventional sport is still hard, but it gives them this new sense of confidence. And like just with the adult programs, the kids come in and they immediately make new friends. It's been really fun to watch. And so they end up immediately having somebody new that they get to look forward to being with. Yeah.
Well, and now your gym as well, doesn't it have a daycare option too? See, that's where I think it's really cool for parents that maybe, you know, or maybe it's a single parent situation or one's at work and one works from home and, you know, needs that time, or you just name it. I think it's cool that you guys offer those services.
Yeah, that was actually what brought my husband and I to the gym.
Really?
Yeah, when we were originally in Nautilus, we had one child, and then since then we've had 2 more. So we have 3 children and we both train. And without having childcare available, we wouldn't be able to do it together. And jiu-jitsu is one of those sports and activities where you can do as a whole family and you can do as a couple. And so having the opportunity to safely put our children in a well-guided room with toys and activities that they actually enjoy doing has made a massive difference. It's one of the only reasons I can coach, I can train, I can run the gym.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, and, you know, take me through, I know you wanted to talk about the women's classes too, so let's touch on those. When do you guys meet for those, and what's that structure look like in that, you know, couple hours?
Yeah, so they are currently 5 o'clock on Sunday evenings.
Okay.
I'm hoping that as we grow, I can add more women's only classes. We do exclusively kick all men out of the gym for that hour.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, in that way, it's truly a woman's only, you know, experience.
Yes, it's important because not everybody is going to be willing to come into the gym when there are... Nobody in our gym has any ill intentions, but not every woman wants to train with men. And so providing them that opportunity to come in and just be exclusively with women, it makes a difference. And more fun, if I'm honest, than the other classes we do. Have more fun. We play games. It's just an hour where a lot of us are moms as well, and so we just get to come. We get to be with our friends, and outside of the normal world, moms generally don't get a lot of free time to themselves. Right. And so the fact that they can dedicate 1 hour a week where they get to go and just be with more women, it provides an opportunity that we don't otherwise get a lot of.
Absolutely. And, you know, I think going back to what you were saying earlier about being such a family sport, you know, you guys do a really good job, I think, of incorporating that dynamic with how you guys lay out your schedules throughout the week. And what's kind of the best way to give an overview of how your schedule runs? You know, because I know you have a lot of classes, so I don't want to, you know, trip you up or anything, but what's the best way to break it down for the public?
Yeah, so we do have, because my family does this together, we had to make another class for even younger kids. So our 3 to 5 year olds
are so cool.
Tuesdays and Thursdays at 4:15, and then we segue directly into our youth class Monday through Friday at 5 o'clock. And then after that, we immediately have our adult classes. And it can be a little long, like the days can be long, but at the same time, it provides an opportunity for both the kids and the parents to be able to train together. The kids get to do their training, then they get to go to the playland where they just get to have fun with their friends, and the adults get to do what they're training, and then they all get to go home and have a wonderful night.
Have you guys thought about doing like an actual family class yet?
So we do actually have that occasionally.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we've got some of our students in the youth class who are wanting to compete later in the season. And so when they come with their parents, especially if I'm there, since I'm the youth coach and also as like a child-sized person, they can come and train with me during normal classes. So their parents will be in the same room. We'll all be doing the same thing. And then I'll alternate back and forth with their parents. They can work with their parents, and then they can work with somebody smaller.
That's cool.
It's been a fun way to do that. We do that a couple times a week, actually, with some of our students.
We'll take a quick break. It's 9:25, a little bit of change. We'll come back, talk more things Alton Elite, and get more on the seminar and upcoming opportunities. You stay there, and we'll be here in the studio after this.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit altonelite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Ameren, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation. Welcome back. 927, a little bit of change. Back with Alton Elite. Back with Jacqueline. So, we're talking during the break. Your guys' 7-day free trial is still ongoing, correct?
Absolutely. I don't think we'll ever get rid of it.
I like it. Now, how do we register? Is it online or by phone?
Online. You can also show up day of, and we can set you up during in between classes.
And is there waivers and things to sign? Yes. I'm guessing. Okay. Makes sense for the registration. I just, going back into this too, Kyle Watson seminar is just going to be a really good opportunity. And now that's not open. You have to be a part of the gym, correct, to go to this one?
Yes, but we are open to letting other affiliate gyms come in. And if anybody else wants to come in, we can also accommodate them too.
That's really cool. Well, and also just an opportunity, I think, to check out your guys' facility, which really is such a great spot in the area for this.
Yes. No, it's been a game changer, absolutely, for, one, the growth of our gym, but then also providing more amenities to our students. Having showers has made a massive difference. The gym is so clean. It's just been a fabulous time.
It's really cool. And, there's so many opportunities, whether you're doing jiu-jitsu or even striking and MMA and yoga on Saturdays.
Yes.
Who teaches that?
Shay Radcliffe. So she's over from Riverbend Yoga, and she has been so kind as to help come over. She actually, I hope, is going to start training soon as well. So she's going to have an even better knowledge. We wanted to find somebody who could collaborate with our coaches, and so her yoga program is geared specifically to kind of improve and mobilize our students within the series that we're currently working on.
So, and Shay is really just a great addition because she's known in the area just to have great classes. And
yes.
I think that's what you guys do so well is you have great coaches too, and really, not saying anyone else doesn't, but to have a pedigree and really not only just talented coaches, but all on the same mission.
Yes.
I think that's really big on, and just from what I followed on social media, what you guys really strive for, especially when you were starting this next chapter.
Yes. No, we wanted to make sure that the coaches we had were teaching at a high level. We wanted to make sure that it was accessible to anybody. So whether you're a beginner through advanced, our coaches have been doing a phenomenal job at making sure that our students are actually getting the information and instruction that they deserve.
1,000%. Well, and wanted to touch on too, for anyone that's maybe having, like you said, some trepidations or anything like that, whether it's for the women's only or, even just going into anything, what's your kind of thought just for them, and maybe just from your experience with working with other students on kind of just breaking that wall, if you will, or that, that stigma, because they could be uncomfortable for a lot.
I would encourage people to just come and watch. There's no harm in just showing up at the gym and watching a class in the moment. You're going to see kids having fun. You're going to see them also having discipline. We've been working really hard on that. But when you come in and watch an adult class, you're going to see people getting in great exercise. You're going to see them having fun as well. And I think that once you get that barrier just of actively showing up at the gym, you're going to find that you're going to be more encouraged to actually just come and try out a class.
Absolutely. And, going into this too, I saw Matt Hughes was on Facebook for you guys, and to be, in class and to have that opportunity and really just the network that the coaches have and just you guys have. What a great experience for folks.
Oh, it truly is. That was such an honor to have him come out and actively teach some of our students. It hopefully we'll be able to replicate it, but that's actually something that I have found is incredibly beneficial with Adam as a coach. Is he's so willing to bring in other incredible coaches, whether it be for MMA or jiu-jitsu. And so our students get this opportunity of experiencing other coaching styles, other like modalities of jiu-jitsu.
For sure.
And so it gives our students an opportunity to like pick and choose what they're working on and find somebody that they might be able to like emulate. And it's just a great way for everybody to improve their games.
1,000%. And, you know, one side note question for me before we get back into the nuts and bolts of Alton is, so is no gi just like if you come in like your trainers or something?
Yep.
And then are all the other classes, I guess, for jiu-jitsu, would those be gi classes?
Yes. Yeah, we want to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to train, and we know that the gi is sometimes a barrier. We found that with the children in particular, sometimes the texture.
Really?
Yeah. Sometimes the texture of the material just is a little bit too much. But no-gi in and of itself is also becoming incredibly popular just with UFC and all of that.
Gotcha.
People are really working towards that. There are gyms now that exclusively only do no-gi, but it's just another way to train. It's another way to get better. There are things that overlap with gi and no-gi, and the way that they can make each game better can really be beneficial.
Well, and, you know, kind of going off that, too, just in the last couple of years, it seems like jiu-jitsu has really just had an explosion in the St. Louis area with just, you know, competitions and events. And do you guys have athletes that go and compete in these?
We do, yeah. We're actively trying to build our competition team.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's kind of ongoing, depending on how our students are doing. I personally enjoy competing. It provides an opportunity to understand how you're doing with your own training, whether or not there are areas where you need to improve, or you can't always be the best. And so going and getting the opportunity to fail sometimes can also be really important just for the learning aspect. But yeah, we've got a handful of students that compete fairly often.
It's fantastic. And as we wrap up this conversation, the big thing right now, Kyle Watson's going to be on the 28th, and that's 6 to 8 p.m.
Yep.
And for affiliate or non-affiliate gyms,
we're still willing to have you.
We're still willing to have you, but also the $99 a month for the student special, or the winter special, ongoing right now for students. This is really cool. Fill me in one more time on this, just so we can get the public excited.
Yeah. So our winter special is for all full-time students. We want to make sure that it's accessible. We know with multiple sports with kids, it's expensive. We know college students don't generally have the most money either. We want you guys to have the opportunity to still get to train in an environment that is just elite in itself. But we also want everybody to show up for our seminar. It's going to be phenomenal. Kyle is just an incredible person to get to learn from, and so every opportunity I think is worth taking.
One, you really get to see, I'm sure, the community that you guys have on full display that day.
Absolutely, too, yeah, because we have so many affiliate gyms that show up. We normally have people from all of the head nods. We've got occasionally people from Strategic that come in. And people from Watson's themselves.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. No, it's a great time.
This is really cool. Jacqueline, thanks so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
We'll link everything in a write-up on RiverBender.com. We'll take a quick break, come back. Daily Show hits you next.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit AltonElite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu. When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today. As America prepares to celebrate 250 years of freedom, there's never been a better time to show your pride. The Flag Keeper provides everything you need to display your flag with honor, from American state and U.S. Armed Service flags to flagpoles, accessories, and installation kits for homes and businesses across the Riverbend area. Call 618-467-0020 or visit theflagkeeper.com for your free estimate today.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Ameren, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
10:45, welcome back. Daily Show, 27th day of January. Great to have you in. CJ Nacello here on RiverBender.com. So I just want to touch on this one more time when it comes to this public comment portion and these times potentially being cut. It's going to start. It could happen at Committee of the Whole tonight. It could happen and be official as early as tomorrow for council. I understand why this is being discussed. I get it. But, you know, there's a reason we're at where we're at. I mean, I understand why this is even being discussed. I really do. Public comment, like I said earlier, it drags on sometimes. People repeat themselves and emotions sometimes run ridiculously high. And yeah, sometimes people absolutely need to be cut off. But there's part of this proposal that just, it's given me pause, and I want to talk about it more. Shortening public comment time, it's one thing. Requiring residents to address only the council as a whole and not a department head or an elected official, that's another. If someone has a concern about streets, public safety, or city services, it makes sense that they'd want to speak directly to the person responsible for that area. It's not disrespectful. It's accountability. It's having a conversation. Public comment isn't supposed to be comfortable. It's supposed to be honest. And honestly, let's be honest about public comment. Sometimes some of the public comments aren't full of honesty. That's just what it is. That's the public comment forum. And as an elected official, we have every right to correct any misconception, any misinformation, right? Sometimes public comment's inconvenient. Sometimes it's messy. But when government of any size starts creating distance between residents and decision makers, it sends the wrong message. It sends a bad message. If someone crosses a line, deal with that individual. But you can't tighten the rules on everyone else who took the time to show up and participate. And let's be real here. I'm not just keeping this specific to Alton at all. It could be with any town in the 618 or the 314. 9 times out of 10, it's the same people signing up to speak. So if someone crosses a line, deal with them. But don't tighten the rules on everyone else who took the time to show up and participate. I mean, it's not just in Alton. It's not just a citywide race issue when it comes to, running for mayor or running for alderman. It's not a statewide race issue where you're running for just senator or representative. It's listening to the public, being part of the job, no matter what election, no matter what campaign race you're in for that elected position. At the end of the day, if you win, you still got to listen. It's not courtesy. It's not just the right thing to do. It's part of the job. And, it just, to me, sets a bad precedent when we're cutting the time the public can speak when the tax dollars are the ones funding the salaries. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know. Email me, cj@RiverBender.com. Like I said earlier, I get phone calls a lot of the times for interviews I do with people who don't like them. They aren't happy. I'm not an elected official. I don't really need to give them the time of day to yell at me, to let me know how they feel, but I do because I'm on a public platform. And just like the individual has every right to come on my show for an interview, I feel like every individual has the right to say, CJ, I didn't like it. I don't say, well, now you can't talk again. You can't call back into the studio. You can't go back into the building. I don't know. Let me know how you feel. We'll take a quick break. Daily show as we wrap up a Tuesday next.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
As America prepares to celebrate 250 years of freedom, there's never been a better time to show your pride. The Flag Keeper provides everything you need to display your flag with honor, from American state and U.S. Armed Service flags to flagpoles, accessories, and installation kits for homes and businesses across the Riverbend area. Call 618-467-0020 or visit theflagkeeper.com for your free estimate today.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and like I said earlier, brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. Drags on sometimes. People representation that you can trust. Call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Ameren, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit AltonElite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, property management, junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Daily Show, welcome back. Wrapping up the Tuesday that was, man, Centerville, they had the highest snowfall in the region this weekend, 10.5 inches of snow. You know, a lot happening right now on RiverBender.com. We're still waiting. There's more and more comments coming in. Alderwoman Rosetta Brown just issued a statement. She, herself, Representative Amy Ellick, they will be competing in that general election for state rep, both issuing statements. State Senator Erica Harris has issued a statement. We're still awaiting from other city officials as we hear their thoughts. We're going to try to get conversations with representatives from the steel union and really just getting their thoughts on this throughout the week. So stay tuned on RiverBender.com. We're following this one closely. Hey, out of Godfrey one step closer to passing new regulations on video gaming within the village. Village board members gave an ordinance on regulating liquor and gaming a first reading at their January the 20th meeting, with a second reading and final vote set for Tuesday, February the 3rd. Currently, businesses holding a Class A and Class N liquor license are eligible for video game licensing in Godfrey. Class A licenses apply to restaurants. Class N applies to convenience stores. Under the newly amended ordinance, only businesses with a Class A liquor license would be eligible for video gaming. Any business currently holding a Class N license would be grandfathered in under the new ordinance and allowed to continue video game operations until the business either transfers ownership or fails to renew its liquor license. Of the village's 22 businesses with a Class A license, only 9 do not offer video gaming. However, any of these businesses could still apply to add video game operations under their new ordinance, as long as the establishment meets certain village requirements, including over 50% of all revenue coming from food sales. When an existing business with a Class A renews their liquor license, Brian Dooling, village attorney, said they will also be required to renew their gaming license if a business applies for a liquor license with the intent to add video gaming but does not state their intent in their initial application. Godfrey officials would then have legal grounds to deny them. You can stay tuned to RiverBender.com on continuing coverage on this ordinance issue in Godfrey and on all of the bigger news stories throughout the region right now, including the closure of Alton Steel, the area responding to the winter storm that we just had, the trash issue in Jerseyville. We're following it all with you at riverbender.com/news. Finally in the news today, and really good news, this is great to see. On January the 23rd, Zach Hardin officially was appointed Sheriff of Calhoun County, and rightfully so, filling the vacancy created by the retirement of Sheriff Bill Heffington. The appointment was made during a special meeting of the Calhoun County Board of Commissioners held at the Calhoun County Government Building in Hardin. A quorum of the board was present and unanimously approved the motion to appoint Hardin to the office of Sheriff of Calhoun County. The quorum consisted of Chairman Phil Robine, Terry Wolfel, Dean Coaster Fester, and Hayden Sivers. Following the board's action, Hardin took the oath of office before the Honorable Judge Charles H.W. Birch. Addressing Sheriff Hardin during the ceremony, Judge Birch stated, "Having worked with you over the last few years and observed the manner in which you carried yourself as a deputy and law enforcement officer, I have confidence that you will do a wonderful job as our sheriff." After the oath was administered, Sheriff Hardin's daughters formally pinned on his new badge. You can see photos of that on the Calhoun County Facebook page. Sheriff Hardin accepted the appointment surrounded by his friends, family, and colleagues from the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office, the Pike County Sheriff's Department, Greene County Sheriff's Office, Grafton Police Department, and the Illinois Conservation Police. Sheriff Hardin previously served as Chief Deputy Sheriff and under retired Sheriff Heffington, and has been a member of the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office since 2019. And during his tenure, he served in multiple roles, including deputy sheriff and patrol sergeant, and his extensive knowledge of departmental operations positions him to oversee a smooth and effective transition of services. Here's what Sheriff Hardin had to say following his appointment. I'm proud and honored to hold the great responsibility of office of Sheriff of Calhoun County. There is no other place like Calhoun, and I promise to remain steadfast in my dedication to protecting Calhoun and its citizens, who are also my neighbors. Sheriff Heffington left big shoes to fill, but he showed me the path I need to follow. And like Sheriff Bill, I love Calhoun and will always work to keep Calhoun feeling the way it always has. And that's like home. Congratulations on your appointment, Sheriff Hardin. And thank you all for a great daily show on this Tuesday. We'll see you back here live at 9 tomorrow for more of our daily show. Until then, try to stay warm out there and try your best to stay out of jail.